guys. All right, so we're gonna talk about another funny that has happened in my life before. So, my first fight. I don't like fighting. I don't condone fighting. I feel like if you do not have to fight, don't fight. I feel like that's what people always reach for, is to fight. Like, that's the first thing that comes out of their mouth. Is like, so do you want to fight? And then it's like, okay, so after you fought, what did you accomplish? A black eye, a busted lip, bleeding nose? Like, what did you accomplish from that fight? You still don't like this person. That person still doesn't like you. You know, you're never going to resolve an issue unless you're family. And sometimes even that doesn't work. But it's still like, what does the issue resolve? We fought, now what? So, my first fight, I was in the, was I in the 7th grade or was I in the, I was in the 7th grade. My first fight, I was in the 7th grade, and the girl that I fought was in the 8th grade. So, I remember, middle school, these two girls checked in. They were both twins. One was a little bigger than the other one. Like, one was a big twin, one was a skinny twin. But, you know, regardless, they were always together. They're twins. I don't know, for some reason the bigger one, she just had a problem with me. Like, she just seemed like she was always picking on me. And I don't bother anybody. I mind my business. I say to myself, I had my set of friends. My friends were my friends, and they still are my friends, you know. So I don't know. She was in the 8th grade. We're not even in the same grade for you to have a problem with me. So for whatever reason, when the bell would ring and we would go to nutrition and she would like pass by me, she would bump me. Like a hard bump. You know, I understand we're in school, the fucking it's crowded, you're gonna get bumped, but I know an accidental bump and a intentional bump. And she would just always make sure that she walked past me and she, you know, would brush that shoulder and I would move a little bit and I'm like, okay, dang, like, you know. So for a cool couple of times I let it slide, you know. It was like, all right, every time she see me, she bumps me, like, whatever, you know. I felt like I was being punked or bullied, but it wasn't that. It would never go past the bumping, or like she would like look me up and down from time to time, and I never understood. I just was like, you know what, I don't know what's wrong with this girl. Like, I don't know why this girl doesn't like me, because I've never said 2 words to her. We're not even in the same grade. So I remember one day, I was in the bathroom, and I was in the bathroom with my other friend, and I'm not paying this girl no attention. Like, I'm doing what girls do when we're in the mirror. I'm like checking my face, checking my uniform to make sure I'm on, you know, on point. And we walk out the bathroom, and my homegirl is like, what's up with that girl? And I'm like, what girl? And she's like, the one that was in the bathroom. I'm like, I don't know. Why? What happened? She was like, she just kept mad dogging you. Like, she kept looking you up and down and rolling her eyes and, you know, yada, yada, yada. And so my homegirl used to fight. Like, my homegirl used to love to fight. Like, if you say anything stupid, she was good. You want to fight? Like, so I couldn't look like a punk in front of my friend, because my friend is the one that told me, like, she got a problem with you. Like, she's mad on you. She's looking up at you down. So me being me and trying to be all bold, keep in mind, I've never gotten into a fight before. I've never gotten into confrontation. When I was in elementary school, I kicked it around majority Hispanic kids, and, you know, we just laughed and joked all the time. I didn't even start hanging around African American kids until I got in like the 5th grade. So this is all new for me. Like, you know, I'm witnessing that my friends like to fight. I don't know what that is. I've never gotten into a fight in my life, so I know I don't know how. So I don't fight. So anyways, my homegirl's like, yeah, she was mad at me. She was looking you up and down, da, da, da. So me trying to be, you know, bold and buff, I go back in the bathroom and I'm like, what's up? Like, do you have a problem with me? She's just like, do you have a problem with me? And I'm like, I asked you first. Like, do you have a problem with me? Because if you got a problem with me, we can handle it. Like, this is all stuff that I have heard from my friends before. I would never say anything like this to anybody. I'm just like going off of what I see my friends say. So I'm like, if you got a problem with me, we can handle it. And she like, oh, well, that must mean you want to fight me and da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, if that's what it means, that's what it means. So we can fight at 5th period. 5th period was PE. Me and her had PE together. We didn't have the same teacher, but we had the same PE hour. So, you know, again, like I said, I'm being bold. I'm like, yeah, you can fight me at 5th period. So, okay, so like now, you know, when somebody is about to fight, word travels around school faster than anything. So the word traveled around school, da 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 da. So like I said, she was in 8th grade, I was in 7th grade. So when we went to PE, I went to PE. I seen her, she seen me, she like, we still doing this, yada 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 yada. But you know, again, we don't have the same class, we don't have the same teacher, so she went and did what she had to do, and I went and did what I had to do, PE wise. So once PE was over, we all went back in the dressing room and got dressed. But it was like the whole PE, it was like a whole bunch of like, bitch, I'm gonna beat your ass, like, bitch, I'm gonna beat your ass, like, bitch, I'm gonna beat your, you know, again, I ain't never fought, so I'm just saying what I think I'm supposed to say, which is, bitch, I'm gonna beat your ass. I know I'm about to lose this fight because I ain't never fought before. So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know, you know, I'm about to be swinging that air. I don't even know that I'm supposed to look for a face. I'm just going to be just doing this because I've never fought before, right? So after PE, everybody goes, gets dressed, and we meet outside of the locker room where, my first period teacher, I had science first period, and like by the PE gym was her classroom. So, you know, now at this point everybody's making a scene, da da da. It's like, bitch, what's up? What we gonna do? Da da da. And like, so, you know, it's always who hit who first is the one that gets in trouble, right? So she pushed me, and as soon as she pushed me, like I said, I don't know how to fight, so I start swinging. I'm not fighting anybody. I'm fighting air. You feel me? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I had on like a jacket. I didn't know the protocol to fighting. I didn't know that you're supposed to have on rings and you're supposed to take off your jacket and put your hair in a ponytail. I didn't know none of this because I don't fight. So, anyways, so I'm swinging. I'm fighting. So, like, she grabbed me, and like the hoodie that I had on, it ended up like coming over my head. So now I'm fighting, but I'm still doing this, but I have my head down because my jacket is on my head. Like, so all the times she thinks she's hitting me in my face, she's not hitting me in my face, she's hitting me in my head because my jacket is trying to come off during this fight. And so finally everybody breaks it up, you know. So finally the science teacher comes outside and she's like, no, break this up, what are you guys doing? Like, she was so crazy, she was loud and she was crazy. All the students hated her. Like, we used to want to put bleach in her water. That's how evil she was. And she comes outside like, what are you guys doing? And it was like, shut up, like, it's over. So everybody kind of like dispersed. Like, you know, they went to sixth period, I went to sixth period, it was over, right? So I thought, so of course it's a fight, so we get taken into the dean's office, and luckily it was the end of the day, so they weren't able to like do anything. They weren't able to process anything, they weren't able to say anything. It was just what it was. So again, like, everybody's who's seen the fight, witnessed the fight, they said I lost, which I knew I was gonna lose. I don't know how to freaking fight, so I knew I was gonna lose. So the next day we go back to school, and immediately from first period I'm called into the dean's office again, and she's called into the dean's office again. And because our fight was at the end of the day, we ended up not getting suspended. We got in-school suspension for the whole day, so my mom never found out about that fight ever, because I had in-school suspension. I didn't get suspended and have to stay home. So once we went to the dean's office and we're sitting down, the dean's kind of like, well, what's going on, da da da. And I'm like, she's always looking at, you know, and I said it, I'm like, she's always looking me up and down, she's always like bumping me and pushing me, and she thinks I don't notice it. And I got tired. Like, you know, like I said, every bully gets tired eventually. I wasn't one of those kids who went to my mom for everything, like, oh mom, someone's punking me, oh my mom, I wasn't that kind of kid. So, you know, I got tired, I guess you can say. I got tired of being pushed, I got tired of being bullied, and I did something about it, and I handled it. Do y'all know this girl gonna say she wasn't looking me up and down? She liked my shoes that I had on, and she wanted to ask me where I got them from, but before she could ask me, I told her I wanted to fight her. What? Girl, bye. You didn't like me. For whatever reason, you didn't like me, and I got irritated, and I finally said something. Yes, you might have won the fight, but don't sit here and say it was because you didn't like my shoes. So anyways, long story short, that was my first fight ever. And I didn't have my second fight until what was that? I was in the 7th grade. So I didn't have my second fight until I was like 18 years old. That time, I knew what I was doing. But I'll tell y'all that story on a different video. But, yeah. But that fight alone, it taught me a lesson, which is that bullying is not cool. It's not cool whatsoever. Some people like myself, they don't tell their parents what's going on, and they finally get frustrated and they get irritated and they get aggravated and they do something about it. They take out their anger where they feel like they should take out their anger. So, I kind of understand why certain situations happen the way that they happen, because for me, like I said, I had never fought before. So yes, I went into that fight scared. Yes, I went into that fight knowing that there was a possibility that I was going to lose, or there was a possibility that I was going to win. But I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just knew that I was tired of being punished for something I didn't even do, or something that I didn't even know, by someone I didn't even know. Her sister didn't have a problem with me. Her sister wasn't bumping me and pushing me, but she was. And I was tired of it, and I had to do something about it. So that taught me a lesson right then and there, which was that I didn't like being bullied, so that I would never bully anyone. And to this day, I do not like bullies. If I can try to scarch a situation, I definitely will. I always try to get to the bottom of things before I jump to a conclusion. I've never been that friend that is just ready to fight because my homegirl is ready to fight. No, I need to get clarity first. I need an understanding, because sometimes we sit here and we try to fight for our friends, and the whole time our friend is wrong. And then we feel bad the next day because it's like, dang, I really sat here and fought for this girl when the whole time this girl kind of deserved the fight. So, that's my story about my first fight. Like I said, if you guys want to know about the second one, I'll tell you about that one another day. Keep in mind, I am 28 years old and I have only ever been in 3 fights in my whole life. I think that says something. It says a lot. Some of you guys need to look at yourselves and see how old you are and how many fights you've been in. But that's also a topic for another day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I love you. Until next time. Mwah.